Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another McFarlaneToys action figure review on the Walmart exclusive Boom Studios comic series Berserker, created by Keanu Reeves. And no, it's not this Berserker or Berserk, but this is an original comic series created by Keanu Reeves, and it looks pretty damn cool. I haven't given it a read yet. Big thanks to Comicstorian, still helping me in the afterlife over here. Rest in peace. I did check out his video talking about the first volume, and it looks really fun. It's an immortal soldier, so he can take on all kinds of damage and heal himself. He's got some memory loss stuff going on, but it's a bloodfest of a comic, it looks like, and I actually really want to read it now. Anyway, you can open this up. It has some Velcro right over here holding it together. There's a little bit of a read up on this side. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. You can see the figure right over there. I remember seeing Todd McFarlane showing off that this comes with a ton of weapons, so I'm very much looking forward to that. You can go ahead and read over here and over there, and then there's some product shots of the character B, and then on this side it says Berserker. And then on the back right there, you can see some panel shots from the comic looking quite awesome. On the top, it says Berserker. Not much more on the bottom. And by the way, I gotta give a big thanks to McFarlaneToys for setting me up with this early sample. All opinions are of my own. They have not asked me to say one thing about this figure one way or another. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And if you're trying to pick this figure up, well, it is a Walmart exclusive. But if you're trying to get your other McFarlaneToys figures, you can do so at
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here's B out of the packaging, and this is a pretty damn good looking figure, man. I really do like the paint apps, the sculpt that we're seeing over here, and we get a lot of accessories, a whole ton of accessories. I like that we have the Berserker Rage display option as well as the more subtle down B version, which is very, very cool. I did have to heat up the figure. I will get into some gripes that I have with this piece too, so we'll touch on all of that stuff. But first, let's get a closer look at the accessories, and then we'll get a closer look at B. So aside from the alternate head sculpts and face accessories, we have all of these other accessories right over here. Oh man, that's a lot of guns. You have your standard issue card right here with B on it. Nice looking artwork, and then on the back, there is a read-up over there. So if you want to read that, go ahead and pause it right now. You get the digital card, which I haven't used yet right here. You get your standard issue McFarlaneToys stand with Berserker written right over there. You have this dismembered arm over here from one of his victims, nice and bloody, looking pretty damn cool, so I do like that. Nice looking detail. We also get 3 sets of interchangeable hands, so you have the non-bloody fist hands right here. You get a set of bloody fist hands, which I think the blood again looks really good on this, and then you have only 1 set of gun holding hands, and then you have 1 supporting hand for the left side right there. And I do think the sculpt on all of these looks really good. And then he does come with a knife that has some blood on it, and it's kind of tricky to see over the black plastic, but there you go. He doesn't have a sheath for this or anything on his person. I wish he did. He does have a holster for this gun right here, so his pistol looks pretty good. I don't know the names of guns. Unfortunately, though, this holster is just a little bit too big for this thing. It wants to fall out hella easy, so that frustrates me. I had to use some sticky tack earlier because, yeah, that got pretty annoying. So it's too bad that doesn't fit in there as snug as I'd like it to. Again, I don't know the names of guns and stuff, dude, but I'll call this the Bananarama 5000 right there. We have the Super Cylinder Kaboom right there, which is very cool. I do like that. Here's the Please Don't Have Kids one, right? Okay, I'm getting too dark. But yeah, this is another big gun right over here. They all look pretty cool. I have a feeling a lot of these guns came from a weapons pack that we got from McFarlaneToys not too long ago. I still have that weapons pack sitting around here. But yeah, this one looks pretty badass. And then you get the Tommy gun right over there. Looking very dope. Dig that. And then you have this shotgun right over here. I like the wood grain. You can see some nicks right over here. So yeah, pretty damn cool. And then you get these 2 interchangeable arms. We'll look at the regular arms, but yeah, you could swap out the arms over here with battle damage. Look at all the blood and all the wounds and all the burns and all that. So very, very nasty looking, very bloody, very cool. The only bummer is that if you want him going berserker and he's gonna have clean hands, I do wish the set of gun holding hands had bloody fists instead of, you know, clean, you know, so when you use them on these right here, it always looks a little bit weird. And by the way, when you're swapping out the arms, sometimes it's kind of tough, you know, and when you pull them out, See, so, sometimes this will fly out on you, the little butterfly joint. So yeah, just be mindful of that. So I want to show off this head sculpt next to some images of B from the comic. And yeah, again, I would like to give it a read. It does look pretty damn cool. So this is the regular head sculpt right here, and he's got his Berserker Rage on. I love the blue paint for those eyes. And I think the sculpt over here looks really good. It does very much look like Keanu. I think they want to make this into a movie. I think that's the overall goal here, which I think would be pretty damn cool. You know, John Wick / Wolverine kind of thing is what I would imagine out of it. Anyway, you have this interchangeable face feature where you could pick that face off and then grab this alternate face right here and port that right on, and there he is in his relaxed mode right over there. And then it's not looking too bad at all, but we get these other heads, so you could pop this whole thing off. I find it easier to take the face off and then pop the head off. He's got his Berserker Rage battle damaged head right over here, looking very, very cool. I really like this a lot. Look at all that scarring and everything. Oh man, so nasty, so much blood, and the hair's all missing and everything. So yeah, that one's pretty damn badass. Then we get an alternate battle damaged head, where he does not have the Berserker Rage glowing eyes right there, and still looking really badass. Damn, and I like how it's a bit different, you know, like this one has some more hair going on. This one has less hair, of course, so he's been healing. So yeah, that is pretty damn sweet. I like that a lot. And then the rest of the figure is not really that crazy interesting, but it's solid. You know, you get this cool looking vest. I do like the wash over the brown. Seems like there's a slight bluish greenish hue to the vest right here. It's black, but it's not as black as the shirt underneath, which has some nice wrinkles sculpted in it. The wraps look really good on the forearms. Here's looking at the back of the vest. You could see some pouches right over here. He's got his belt going on right over there with some gray plastic, some gray paint over the glossy black to break things up a little bit. So I think that's pretty neat. Boots look pretty cool. They are broken up with these ball joints over here, but I appreciate having the articulation. And you get peg holes, subtle detail of treads at the bottom of the feet. And there's a little blue wash over these boots over here too. I didn't notice that at first. Now the articulation is pretty standard for McFarlaneToys figures, so if you want to skip ahead, I'll leave a little annotation right over there. As much hair we have over here on the back of the head, it's fairly pliable, and it allows for you to get the head to look up that far. It's about the same amount of movement that you get with these heads over here. You can look down, turn side to side, pivot right there, and then you have the butterfly joints that shift up and down, move forward and back a little bit. You can get the shoulders moving upward that much, inward, rotate a full 360 bicep swivel, pinned double jointed elbows. Then we have the ball pin hinge articulation at the wrist. You can turn them side to side. You have a diaphragm cut up there, diaphragm pivoting, and then similar articulation at the waist. So with both joints, if you could get this vest moving above the belt, he'll move forward that much and back that far, and he can pivot side to side this much, and then you get the legs that move outward that far, and he'll kick forward that much. Just be careful with this pelvis piece right there, almost 90 degrees, back a bit, no upper thigh cut, which I wish they had. You get the double jointed knees, and then you get ankles that turn side to side. They move down, they move up. There's that gun falling out. You get beautiful ankle pivot, and you get toe articulation. And I didn't mention earlier that these toes are a little bit weird. They're flipping upward all the time. It's a little bit annoying, just having the toes like almost never touching the ground. Now to measure out the height of this B figure, you can see that he is standing at about 7.5 inches tall. Then for some quick size comparisons, I don't have too many for you guys, but we have some random McFarlaneToys figures to compare with B over here. We have the STCC exclusive Nightfall Batman, and we have the deluxe Gunslinger, which, by the way, thank you so much, Todd, for the comic. I do appreciate it. It's awesome. And then here's the B figure next to one of the Diamond Select Toys John Wick figures. Then here's B next to a couple Marvel characters. I had to show them off next to Punisher and Wolverine because this character reminds me of these two combined. And then here's B next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. And this guy. Okay, yeah, you think I'm going to make a joke about this guy right here? Am I that stupid? Really? Come on, get the hell out of here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. If you enjoyed watching it, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to subscribe for more content coming your way, I have some DC Multiverse figures coming. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that join button if you want to participate in the channel perks. And this figure is very fun, man. It comes with tons of accessories, as you seen, and I think that really kicks up the value of the figure. I love having the interchangeable heads. I think the interchangeable heads are very cool. I like how they have the interchangeable face feature, interchangeable arms, so I think it's a pretty sweet offering. I do have my gripes about, you know, the gun slipping out of the gun holster easier than I want to. There's no knife sheath, and the knife is pretty tricky getting him to hold in his gun holding hands. It does fall out easier than I'd like it to. So, you know, there are things like that, and, you know, the McFarlaneToys restrictions that I'm used to with the articulation. So those frustrations are there. However, the figure does look very cool, and I really like the design of it. Again, I really like the interchangeable heads, and I love the weapons. Like, if you've needed those McFarlaneToys weapons and you missed out on the accessory pack, well, this is your chance to get a whole bunch of guns for your collection. So it has multi-use, but I really think this one is specific for Berserker fans. This is an exclusive figure. I think the price point's pretty high. I don't really know for a fact. From what I could find online, it looked like around $70, but I don't know if those are aftermarket prices or not. So I don't know the price at this moment, but at the price of, I have no idea what it actually is. So regardless, I'm going to give this a Sud rating of...
I love it!
And I'd like to know what you guys think. And let me know what you think the price is, or what it should be anyway. If you want to see a photo gallery of images, you can find it all over at toynewseye.com. And if you want to follow me over on social media, you can follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on Whatnot. We have a Whatnot coming soon, so check that out. Stay tuned for more. I'll catch you guys later. Free Gilmore! Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face is